Welcome to Speed Scene Live TV, the only show dedicated to the sportsman racer. Brought to you by Curry Rear Ends, Hedman Hustler Headers, M&H Tires, and TheFoat.com. With your hosts, Diana-Mite, Bruce Barker, and Scott Lucky Hudson.
Oh, yeah, and it's another Tuesday night. You're live with Diana-Mite here at Speed Scene Live. I've got Scott Lucky Hudson here to my left.
Yeah, baby.
Let's
go.
He has to put his 2 cents in. We've got Bruce Barker back there laughing up a storm.
I'm checking for 2 cents. I came unprepared to this show.
He can't afford 2 cents.
Hey, baby, if you're not going to throw dollar bills this way, then forget it. I ain't going for pennies.
Wait, what are we doing with those dollar bills, Diana-Mite?
Whatever you want.
Wow, Lucky, did you hear that?
I didn't know it was that kind of show.
Dang, man.
Oh, well, Lucky. Hey, why don't you take it away, Lucky, and tell us what kind of show it is?
Well, while I do, Bruce is going to show some cool footage from the NMCA Pomona race. NMCA West event at Pomona. Hey, tonight we got a great big announcement about the NMCA that it's going to be a giveaway for the sportsman racers, and we're going to find out some details. We have a racer, Mike the Machine Nordahl, in studio. Yeah, if you've ever lined up against him, you won't forget him. He probably nailed you on the tree. And we've got a young lady named Jessica Armstrong. She has a PR marketing and sponsorship company called Off-Road Agent, and she's going to talk to us about how to get sponsored. We got some tips. She's going to tell us some things to do, some things to not do, and we're also going to show more of this great footage, like this race car right here, Tom Gibby Super Cops race team.
Is that Tom Gibby's car?
No, it's not. Well, it's his car, but it's
that's the West Covina police.
No, it
right?
isn't. You think it is, but it isn't.
That's not the old purple and white car painted black and white?
I don't know. I didn't check the paint color. You know, I didn't dig in there.
Well,
but
I was up in the tower and we were talking about that car. And we were like, you know what? Isn't that the old purple and white Camaro?
We should talk about that on the show.
We should. Maybe
that would
someone
make a great thing to talk about.
Maybe someone will call in and tell us.
Maybe they will, yes.
Maybe. So we're going to watch some more of this great footage from NMCA West at Pomona.
Now, this weekend, you might be asking, what's going on this weekend? The Yellow Bullet Nationals at Cecil County. And also coming up, Brian Layton's going to be on the show tonight, way before this weekend. That's right, tonight, with the PRP Seats and Belts Off-Road Report. Hot Rod Bob Beck, normally, of course, showing up with a lot of show cars in tow. He'll be off this week, checking out some new stuff, or he can report in for next week's show.
Well, we want to keep Bob Beck busy, don't we?
Bob Beck busy.
Hot Rod Bob Beck.
Hey, Shades of the Past Car Show. That's going to be up at Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, September 8th and 9th. If you live in the area, hey, even if you don't live in the area, come on down and get a free Curry goodie bag. Come see the Curry Race Nova in person. We're going to be also at the Cruisin' for a Cure Car Show, September 22nd. That's going to be in Costa Mesa, California. That's the world's largest one-day car show. So we're going to go from one side of the country all the way over to the other side of the country. So wherever you're at, we're going to catch you.
And somewhere in between, we're probably going to take a little drive up to National Trails Raceway up in Ohio and catch the JEGS Drag Slammer event with Mike Fugoy Motorsports. So you'll see the Curry Nova up there, and you might even hear me up in the tower doing a little bit of announcing. Now, next week, we've got Scotty Richardson. He's going to be on the show to launch his new association. There's a lot of buzz about him and what he's doing. He's going to do the exclusive announcement a week from tonight right here on Speed Scene Live. And then we've got a Night of Nitro preview coming up.
Oh, God. Who's going to be doing that, Lucky?
We've got some great talent coming in studio. We've got Dar Hawthorne from Drag Racing Online. We've got Donnie Couch from the West Coast Funny Car Factory. And they've got free tickets to give away.
Well, they're going to be special guest hosts, aren't they, Lucky?
They are, and they're giving out free stuff, and who knows, they might be drinking margaritas.
Are they going to bring that powered margarita mixer?
That's
what is
right,
it? Gas-powered margarita mixer? If they do, I might just drive all the way down to Burbank and party with them.
I think you should. Go. Donnie will give you a ride because he's a good pilot.
If he can find his keys.
Now let's talk. Let's introduce some of our guests for tonight before you piss off the guests we have coming next week. And tonight we would like to introduce Jessica Armstrong. Jessica, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Thank you.
We're here tonight. We're going to talk about your PR, marketing, and sponsorship company called Off-Road Agent, and we're going to talk to you in a little bit. And we've also got Mike the Machine Nordahl, one of the coolest, awesomest nicknames out there. You thought I was going to say racer, didn't you?
Is that his real nickname, the Machine?
Mike the Machine. That's right.
Mike, where did you get that Mike Machine name from?
It came about many years ago, and I've been called worse. And
Have you been called better?
Yeah. The better? I don't think so, but I'll accept the machine.
Now, a little bit later tonight, we're going to have Brian Layton with TJ Flores. He's going to be talking to us right after his last race.
Nice.
But in the meantime, Jessica, let's talk a little bit about your company and tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Well, I am an off-road advocate. I 2 years ago went to a race with a friend and absolutely fell in love with the sport. And I've also grown up in the desert my entire life and have been around desert moto as well. My dad raced until I was born, and ever since I fell in love with it, I wanted to race. But it's an expensive sport, so I figured I would do what I know best. Next best thing, and that would be to do PR, marketing, sponsorship for it.
Well, that's great because I'm always a big proponent of racers learning how to get sponsors because companies need promotion. Racers need money to help them basically go racing. And so I think what your company does is a valuable service that a lot of racers can use.
Thank you. Yes.
Now we're going to talk to you in a little bit and get some more tips and find out a little bit. But Diana-mite, do you have any questions for?
Well, she kind of said how she got started, or basically what directed her into this sport. Your father was in off-road. What are your specialties? I mean, off-road is, there's such a plethora of different types. Are you specifically targeting particular ones?
Yeah, off-road desert racing and desert motor racing are what I'm kind of focused on. I just feel that it's necessary to focus on a niche right now, especially starting out with this business, and then seeing how that goes and maybe expanding from there.
So that would include like Best in the Desert, maybe the Score Series, some of the
Trophy Truck, that kind of stuff.
All the off-road series,
okay.
yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of challenges out there. There's going to be a lot of challenges for people to get sponsorships. How do you best see overcoming these challenges?
I see it's one of the challenges a lot of people are the past in terms of logo in exchange for money kind of type sponsorship, and not say everybody is, but there are a lot of people that that still don't kind of understand it. And so I think that once people get past that and realize they need to actually provide value to their sponsors, they need to provide basically their audience as a tool for the sponsors to gosh, I'm losing my mind at the moment. Sorry.
So it's kind of like any sponsorship, you have to provide a return on investment for that sponsor.
You're looking for an ROI, a return on investment, and that's one of the things Lucky always talks about. How do you measure return on investment?
Well, to me, there's actually several returns that you can measure: a return on investment, return on objectives, return on engagement. The sponsor, will, for return on investment, will measure how much they get back from you in exchange for the money they've given you. For objectives, they'll like the activations that you undertook for the sponsorship, if those help them finish a marketing objective.
Okay, so we need to back up just a little bit. We need to talk in layman's terms, because a lot of the guys out there, they don't understand some of the terminology that you're using.
You're talking about me, Diana-mite? Come on.
Some of the terminology that you're using. So let's just bring it down a level, and we're going to talk dirt level. Okay. So I want to get a sponsorship. I want to drive a trophy truck. What do I need to do? What do I need to give back to get, say, $50,000?
It completely depends on actually who you're going to.
I'm only willing to give so much back, by the way.
Yeah, it completely depends on who you're going to and what type of sponsorship that you're looking for. You know, whether it's like fully financial, if it's fully in kind, if it's a combination of both. But what it all comes down to is basically providing as much as you can in terms of your assets and how, and allowing the sponsor to use those to achieve their marketing goals.
Well, we'll talk more about that in just a little bit. But meanwhile, Mike, let's get into talking a little bit about your race car. Now, you've had a series of race cars. You've had 3. Right now, you're very competitive in your Nova. But before that was a Vega that you just were killer in. This is the Nova that you had before. Tell us a little bit about the Nova. And recently you've been racing in the Nostalgia Streetcar class, sponsored by Hedman Hustler Headers at the NMCA West.
About the Nova. Well, like you said, I raced many years with my Vega, and I just felt it was time to get into something different.
Now, why? I mean, you were so successful with that car.
I had some goals set, and I achieved all the goals I set and more.
And so you said it's time to step up and be cool like all those other Nova drivers.
Well, and it's a beautiful Nova. I'm looking at it. I don't see any sponsors on that car. I don't see any lettering. I don't see what's going on with that, Mike.
Just like a real clean look, and it's a street car. I drive it on the street a lot.
You do?
I
Okay.
de-sticker my windows. I drive it around on the freeway and drive it around on the streets. And
Wow.
I don't like to be driving around on the streets with a billboard. On the track wouldn't be bad though.
Now, way back when, before this, here you are getting in the winner circle. Look at this.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
He's
nice.
got a Wally.
Nice.
Ah.
Now, before this and before the Vega, you actually started racing in a Camaro. Tell us a little bit about that Camaro.
Well, I'm going to go back to the Vega. I bought the Vega around 1990, and I never raced professional, we'll say. Didn't really see the tracks much. So
What did you see?
Street racing, that's what you're
Were
talking
you a
about.
street
didn't want to
racer?
say the S word.
Shame. But you saw the light, right?
You've been saved by the track, and you
Yeah.
no longer are a sinner.
I decided it was time to get off the streets and move to the track. And getting the Vega ready, roll cage, harnesses, the things that you need to do what you do legally.
expensive.
Took some time. So what I did is, while I was getting the Vega ready, I took my street Camaro out there so I could get used to the organizations and the tree and just get used to everything. And I ran the Camaro until I got the Vega ready. And I brought the Vega out. I raced a whole season with PSCA in 2005.
How'd you do?
I did okay with the Camaro. I was not a first-round loser every race. But then I got the Vega out. 3 races left in the season.
And magic happened, Diana-mite. It was like a merging of man and machine.
It took
the machine.
It took me 3 races with the Vega to get my first win, and it was the World Finals at Fontana, and I
Wow.
was ecstatic.
Now, that Camaro's a good-looking Camaro.
What's that? What year is that?
It's a 1968.
Do you still have that car?
Oh, yeah.
It's a good-looking car.
It's a
and,
driver. It's got air conditioning, heating, all the
Wow.
creature comfort, stereo.
Dang, man. Did you ever turn the air on when you're going down the track?
Just in the pits.
Yeah, okay. Well, you probably could have used that last weekend at NMCA or a weekend.
Well, that Nova doesn't have air, does it?
No.
I didn't think so.
Just roll the windows down and, pray for a breeze.
440.
Well, now, one of the things I'm really curious about, because one of the secrets to your success, from what I can tell, being an outsider, is you seem to be doing a lot of racing. You don't actually just run the car and sit in the pits. A lot of times it seems like you enter 2 or 3 classes. What kind of cooling system do you have in a car that enables you to just go round after round?
Well, again, it's a street car. I can drive it in 110-degree weather. Kind of got to prove that last year. NMCA had the True Street deal where you drive the 30 miles and everything, and there was no points in the open comp and what have you. So I decided to go ahead and do the True Street Challenge, where we drove 30 miles in over 100-degree temperature,
Jeez.
did the 3 hot laps, and was able to take home a Wally from that. I got the win out there.
Congratulations. That's quite a feat, because I know that True Street's quite difficult. I saw all the guys line up for it this year, and I saw them as they were coming back in from their 30-mile run, and then they were hot lapping them on the track, and I just thought, oh, there's no way my Nova could do that.
If you have enough radiator, if you do, I'm sure, Mike, you set your car up so that you could drive it down the streets in the middle of summer, get on the freeway, and not worry about it overheating. So if you do that kind of stuff ahead of time, well, I guess you probably could.
Yeah, weight wasn't a concern. I run index racing mostly, so usually we're slowing the car down and just making sure you have enough to where in the worst elements that you can still run the number.
How fast
is
are
a
you
big
going?
deal. In PSCA it's 1060 index, and in NMCA it's 1050 index. And first day out with the car, just doing testing, it went in the 9, so I knew I had enough power.
Wow.
Did you have any worries when you picked up this Nova? It's got the original black plates on it. Is there any of that, oh man, should I be cutting into this thing? Or how original is it inside? Obviously, you got to put the roll cage in, stuff like that. But
the Nova's full interior. It's got 4 real seats, no lightweight seats. The seats recline, slide back and forth. My wife wants to drive it around. She can slide the seat forward and get it comfortable for her. And of course, I've got 5-point harnesses in both seats just for safety, but it's got a rear seat and it's comfortable. And again, I got lots of cooling system in there. I can drive it anywhere I want. And when I did that True Street cruise, it ended up being pretty brutal. Like I say, it was well over 100 degrees out. When I got back, I've got an 8-inch 6000 installed in the car, and when I got back, my motor and trans were both sitting at 150.
Wow.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of sitting in hot seats, we're going to take a break right now. We're going to show a commercial and come back, and we're going to talk more with Mike the Machine and Jessica Armstrong from Off-Road Agent. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Ron Capps. I listen to the Speed Scene every Tuesday night.
Hi, this is Heather. Hi, this is Denise. And we're here with Leighton Racing.
Off-Road Racing with Bryant Leighton. Tune in every week to Speed Scene Live TV to find out what's going on in the world of off-road racing.
Coming up next, we have Bryant Leighton on Speed Scene Live with the Off-Road Report.
Whether you have a hot rod that needs more hustle or a muscle car that needs more muscle, if it's more power you want, Hedman has it. Since 1954, Hedman headers have worked harder, fit better, and lasted longer than the new guys on the block. In fact, Hedman headers are so tough, they're guaranteed for life. So log on to Hedman.com tonight, because if it's more power you want, Hedman has it.
For over half a century, Curry rear-end components have been twisting out the torque and taking the punishment. And the new Curry lineup is stronger than ever. Some of the world's most capable, hardest-working vehicles depend on Curry gears, which is why you can too. Street cars, hot rods and resto rods, drag cars, rock-crawling four-wheel drive vehicles, whatever you're piloting, Curry expertise and rock-solid design means the parts will do their job, so you can do yours. Check out Curry's custom rear ends, featuring a full line of upgrades, components, and installation options. The Curry Crate rear ends lineup offers ultra-strong construction on third members and carrier assemblies, and other underside parts like correct link steering systems keep your four-wheeler pointed where you want it. Add in a wide variety of solid, purpose-built suspension and brake components, and you've got one tough, ready-to-go machine. Grab a hold of a Curry rear end. Talk to the experts at 714-367-2679 or view the complete line online at curryenterprises.com. Welcome back to Speed Scene Live TV with your hosts, Diana-Mite, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, the Off-Road Report with Bryant Leighton, and the Great American Auto Scene with Bob Beck.
Welcome back to the show, Speed Scene Live. I'm Lucky. Here's Diana-Mite. Bruce Barker's over there. You are on the show tonight with Mike the Machine Nordahl and Jessica Armstrong from Off-Road Agent, and we're going to talk to both of them in a little bit. You know, Mike, I'm looking at your credentials here, and there's about 22-plus event wins, PSCA Open Comp Champ, Streetcar Super Nationals Open Comp Champ, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011. I mean, the list goes on and on. Open Comp, Mean Street. You've just dominating in this car. It's incredible how many wins you have. And now one of your favorite classes you mentioned is index racing, which is like the nostalgia street car at the NMCA West. You like the index racing?
I love index racing. You know, it's easy to put a dial in on your car based on what it's been running. To go out to any given track and to be able to have to run that same dial in any conditions makes it a lot more challenging. You know, to get a 1060 index at PSCA and to go up to Vegas when it's 115 degrees, be able to run the number still, it's challenging, and I like the extra challenge.
Well, that's great. Now, how do you like racing at the NMCA West event? I know there's been a couple. There's been Bakersfield and Pomona. Now, Bakersfield You went to the final and you got runner-up. This last event, you went to the final again, but this time you took the Wally. I have to imagine you're pretty happy with the series.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Don't be too enthusiastic, okay? Hold down.
I mean, what's happening is we're getting a mixture of West Coast hot rod racers, PSCA racers, and local racers at the Famoso track, and so it's a big mix, and you don't know what you're going to come up against. And I'm used to running on a 400 Pro Tree, and they run a 500 Pro Tree, which presents a challenge, and that making adjustments and making the right adjustments is hard to do. And I had a problem in the final at the first race. I made a bad adjustment. In the final at Pomona, I was up against Steve Cox, very, very reputable racer with quite a few championships under his belt, and I knew I had to be on my game in the final there. And he ran dead on with a 1. I'm sorry, he ran, his dial was a 51 and ran dead on with an O. So I had my hands very full, and I took him very seriously because, the quality of racer that he is, and just set up a nice tight package and got the win this time.
You treat him, though, huh?
A little bit.
Come on, that was a close race.
Well, I took 100 to stripe, so it was a good close race.
Well, we mentioned at the beginning of the show that we have a big announcement concerning sportsman racers that attend the NMCA West event. And Diana-mite, you have a representative here ready to do that.
Let's go to line 1 and let's welcome Mark Lewis from Hedman Hustler Headers. Hey, Mark, welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Thanks, Diana. Thanks for having us on, and hope I didn't keep you guys on pins and needles. I know I kind of left you, hanging as to what it is. I just don't want anyone to know until I called in tonight.
Well, we're really excited to find out what the big deal is now. Hedman is the sponsor of the Nostalgia Streetcar class, which is all the indexes all rolled into one, and we're really appreciative of your company sponsoring that class. So we'd really love to find out what the big announcement is.
Okay. Well, first, the reason we got into this class is because the Nostalgia Streetcars classes with 74, 72, and earlier American Muscle, and that's our core customer. I mean, we have everything for these guys, so that's why we chose this class over all the other ones. And as you see, it's a pretty competitive class. And like Mike was just saying, he has to be on his game. And there were 74 cars in this class at the last event alone. So
that's one of the biggest classes out there.
Yeah, so to be number 1 out of 74, that's a pretty darn hard thing to do. So what we've done to show our appreciation and make it a little bit more fruitful for the guys is at the end of the season, whoever comes in first, aside from getting that NMCA championship ring, we're also going to be throwing in a set of Hedman Hustler race headers. So it's a pretty big prize to sit out there, and I know that most of these guys, they go out there and they're not making money even if they're winning, they're just, if they're lucky, breaking even. So this is something that we like to do a little bit extra just to make it worth their while.
Wow, that's great. So a free set of headers from Hedman to the racer that wins the series at the NMCA West event.
Right. And if he's already running the Hustler brand on his car, we've got stuff for the tow vehicle. If he's got a truck or something for a street car, whatever, we'll make sure we make it worth as well. So even if it's not for his race car.
Well, the Hedman Hustler header is a race header. It's the perfect racer, the perfect application for the racer out there. But if you're already running a set of Hedmans on your car and you don't need a new set, then maybe the street car, or like you said, the tow car. Hedman Headers has a wide selection of headers for all different types of applications.
Right, you got that right.
Well, that's great. So nothing to sign up for. Just run the decal and win the series.
Yep, there's nothing. They don't need to do anything extra. It's just something we called up NMCA. Steve Walcott runs that, and I said, hey, we want to do a little bit extra for the guys in our class because they're, giving it their all. And he said, okay to this. So we're glad we're able to do it. And
hi, Mark. This is Mike Nordall.
Hey, Mike. How's it going?
That is an awesome announcement. It gives us something else to shoot for.
That's cool.
Anything, like you say, we're sportsman racers. We're not out there, making money doing this. We do it for fun. But anytime you have something to shoot for and, offering a product like that is awesome. And I'm going to say the first race, I met you at Bakersfield. You came up and introduced me and said that you're Mark Lewis, and you're sponsoring the nostalgia streetcar class, and I thought that was really cool of you to come out and introduce yourself to us.
Right. Well,
very cool.
I was kind of around your car. I love the color. I think you said it's like black cherry, and I just saw it. That's my favorite color. And I said, man, that is just beautiful. So
and
it's not only fast. You know what? If I'm not mistaken, you won with the best looking vehicle in Pomona, and not just the race.
Yeah, I was actually pretty floored after I got the Wally, which was amazing. Mother's Car Care Products came up and gave me a bucket of car care products and told me that they chose me as the nicest looking drag car out there for the weekend, and that was just, I was floored. It was awesome.
Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad you appreciate it, and I'm sure you speak for the other guys, and whatever we can do, that's what we're here for. So thanks for getting on and mentioning that. Appreciate it.
Mark, we appreciate your support, and I always tell racers, look around and find out who's supporting the series that you race in. Hedman Hustler Headers is supporting us racers out here. So when you get ready to buy your headers, hey, why not buy their products? Because you know that they're really tuned into what you're doing. Besides, you've been making headers since the 50s, so we know you know how to make them. So
yeah, 54 to be exact.
Yeah,
way before I was around.
Yeah, it's a great company, a great product, and you support the racers. So I always tell racers, support the companies that support drag racing. So
at least check it out. Give them an opportunity. I think you can't expect to sell everyone everything, but since you bring it up, at least check out see what their offerings are.
Something Scott mentioned is that you got the Hedman Hustlers are awesome headers, and anybody that has never bought a pair, they are very well made headers. And for those that aren't racing and just have a street car, the regular Hedman series are just awesome, perfect for the people that don't need to spend the money on a race header. I happen to have Hustler and regular Hedman, so I know that from experience.
Okay, you guys are making me blush. I'm glad I'm sad.
It's a good thing you're not here, because then we make fun of you.
Yeah, well, I'd be a Hedman Red,
Yeah, Hedman Red. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great announcement. Thank you for making it here on Speed Scene Live, an exclusive announcement. Hedman Hustler Headers will give a free set of headers to the winner of the points of the Hedman Nostalgia Streetcar class at the NMCA West event. And I don't know, you never know, because we're only halfway through the season, but Mike, the machine here, actually is the point leader.
He's in the catbird seat, but he's talking about Steve Cox, and I've met Steve before, and he definitely is.
He's a contender. Yes,
yeah.
Steve's
there are a lot of them out there.
There are, like you guys said, there were 74 cars in Nostalgia Streetcar, and that was the largest car count. The other quick categories are quick 64, and the other people don't make 4 cars. It was the biggest field, and it definitely makes it tough when there's several heavy hitters out there.
Well, Mark, thanks for calling in. We appreciate it, and we appreciate everything that Hedman Hustler Headers does.
You got it. Thanks, guys. Keep it on all 4.
All right. Thank you. Man, that's great. Well, we're going to go to commercial break in a little bit, but before we do, I want to go to Jessica and ask you a couple questions, because I've got people here asking me questions. One, people want to know, how do they get a hold of you?
Well, at the moment, I'm still working on my website, which should be launching pretty much soon. But at the time, people can call or email me at hjarmstrong@offroadagent.com.
Okay, and Bruce has it right up there on the screen, hjarmstrong@offroadagent.com.
Or you can follow me on Twitter if you want to interact with me and talk about sponsorship as well. And
do you have a Facebook as well?
At the moment, the Facebook is getting made too.
Oh, okay. Very
so
good.
They're going to launch together. But yeah, Twitter I'm active on, and my handle is just Off-Road Agent. It's off-road agent. So.
And now, racers want to know too, if a racer's serious about being sponsored, not everybody wants a sponsor, but if they're serious about it, do they need a business plan? Is that an important part of their proposal?
See, I don't think that they need a business plan, but a business plan and a marketing plan will help them immensely in putting together their strategy and putting together their proposal, because a lot of the information from those are going to go into their proposal, and it'll help sell them a lot better.
Okay, and people want to know, and I asked you this question too. It comes to people naturally. Why are you only in off-road? Why not expand your company to all the companies, all different forms of racing?
Well, I am just me. I am Off-Road Agent, and also too, I wanted to focus just on a niche market at the moment, off-road and desert moto. So, as I get bigger, hopefully I might be able to expand. But at the moment, I want to focus on those because those I love.
Well, and maybe later you might do different things, but this is something Now, being part of the off-road racing community, have you driven or co-driven or ridden in off-road race cars?
I haven't driven or co-driven yet. I was asked to co-drive, and that kind of fell through. But I have gone on a few tests and a few pre-runs. I wanted to get in there so that I could feel it from that perspective as well, so that I'm able to write about it and talk about it with other people. So, but yeah, I'm actually looking to co-drive the more powder puff race. Anybody needs a co-driver, so.
You are available.
I am available.
Well, we're going to talk to you more in a little bit, but before we leave, Bruce, I got to mention, because every week I've been trying to talk about Drag Illustrated magazine. Ooh. Great magazine, an incredible publication, and you can get the hard copy, the paper copy, or you can go online, dragillustrated.com, and if you go in there, you'll notice that every week, or every month, I should say, there's the Sportsman Spotlight, written by yours truly right here. And what I try to write about is stuff that's important to racers. I might talk about sponsorship. I might talk about events happening. I might talk about great companies that you're involved with. Or, sometimes, as like in this article, I just talk about what it's like being on the road for weeks at a time and being a sportsman racer that's traveling around the country. So check it out. Go to dragillustrated.com. Why don't you go ahead and subscribe? It's a great magazine, glossy paper, high quality.
It's
great.
Still thick, too, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm trying to...
It's one of those magazines that hasn't dwindled down to like 10 pages.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Need I say more?
Yes, so check out Drag Illustrated at dragillustrated.com, and why not become a subscriber? Bruce, let's take a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to Brian Layton and...
TJ Flores.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll be back. Speed Scene Live.
This is Donnie Couch, and we watch Speed Scene Live every week. So I don't get many days off.
You've had 21 days of work plus 5 days of margaritas.
Well, we took time off. We did it in 21 days, but we took time off to watch Speed Scene Live. How's that?
Oh, that's
hey.
Sweet. That's sweet. That's nice.
Suck up.
M&H Tires, makers of racing tires that give you the best bite for the buck. You paid a lot for that horsepower. Make sure you use it all. M&H Tires has the best compounds available for maximum traction. Go to mandhtires.com. That's mandhtires.com. Buy direct and save at the website and mention the Speed Scene for a 5% discount. That's right, mandhtires.com. Call them at 661-324-4773. M&H Tires has tech guys ready to answer your questions or to recommend the best tire for you. Slicks or DOT. M&H Tires has it all. M&H were the first to create racing tires for muscle cars and also the first to create racing tires for sport compact cars. Legendary M&H Tires. Shop online. Mention the Speed Scene and save 5%. Get the best racing tires, great personal service, and save 5%. Go to mandhtires.com or call them at 661-324-4773. mandhtires.com.
Whether you have a hot rod that needs more hustle or a muscle car that needs more muscle, if it's more power you want, Hedman has it. Since 1954, Hedman headers have worked harder, fit better, and lasted longer than the new guys on the block. In fact, Hedman headers are so tough, they're guaranteed for life. So log on to Hedman.com tonight, because if it's more power you want, Hedman has it.
That has served to defend our great country and our freedom. All of us here in the United States of America, would like to offer our sincere appreciation for all that you do and all that you've done. To every family that has made a sacrifice for us, we thank you. Welcome back to Speed Scene Live TV with your hosts, Diana-Mite, Bruce Barker, Scott Lucky Hudson, the Off-Road Report with Bryant Layton, and the Great American Auto Scene with Bob Beck.
Welcome back to the show. It's the second half, even more jam-packed than the first. I'm Bruce Barker, and there's Diana-Mite.
Welcome.
There's Lucky Hudson. Jam-packed. There's Mike in the studio tonight. Jessica's here as well. Man, we are packed in studio as well as on the phone lines as well. Take it away, Lucky.
Well, we got a chance to talk to Bryant Layton on the PRP Seats and Belts Off-Road Report. Diana-Mite, bring him up, will you?
Hey, Bryant. Hey, TJ. Welcome to Speed Scene Live.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Hey, Brian, before you, I want to welcome you and, of course, TJ, but before you get into your report, I got to tell you, I got an email.
Okay, whoever's got their computer, radio, or TV up in the background, turn it down.
TJ, turn the TV down.
Yeah, don't watch the show. I got to tell you, we got an email from some people called, their last name's Meacham.
Yeah.
From Full Ahead Racing that want to put a special thank you out to Bryant. They said Bryant saved their butt at the last Prim race, and they want to put a big thank you out there and let you know you're a real class act.
Oh, it was a great day out there at the HDRA race. Unfortunately, we had an engine fire in our Jeep Speed, and I was sitting there pitting with the Mike Meacham and all of them, and he turned around and said, "Hey, can you get in my car, and can you ride?" And he turned around and he put everybody in the crew that was from Binge Racing as a passenger in his car, and they got a second place, and a big shout out to them.
Jeez. Yeah. Nice. Well,
real fun car.
Tell us a little bit about TJ Flores. I understand that he's been tearing up the scene lately.
TJ Flores, I've known TJ for, I'm going to age myself now, say 10 years. And we used to work together under Butch, and Butch worked, Butch's speed shop and prepping the best cars out in Las Vegas, and TJ came out and overalled the first ever time he drove a trophy truck in a race. Overall, TJ, welcome to the show.
So, welcome, Brian. Thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about your whole program and how the race went.
We were just trying to go race for our 2013 season. It's a brand new truck to me. I've been racing Class 1 for the last 6 or 7 years, and then Class 10 before that. And, just stepping up, and got a great partner behind me. And it's a lady. She rides with me, too. So,
she's brave.
It's pretty awesome to, have something unique like that happen. Believe me, I don't come up with any money. I worked my butt off and been blessed to be able to go race.
Now, TJ, tell us a little bit about your experience of, what you do on the cars and everything like that.
I prep and maintain probably 5 or 6, Class 1 cars and Class 10 cars, and I do all the metal fabrication I do every ounce of work on them except motors and trannies.
Yeah, and you've obviously worked your way up though. You didn't come from money or anything like that. You worked your way up to be part of this. What's it like now driving a trophy truck?
It's incredible. Like I said, it's just a dream come true. I never would have ever imagined to even get to drive a Class 1, more or less a trophy truck, and to come out and debut a race. And overall, it was even another feat for me. It's lost for words, at my accomplishment.
Well, I was sitting there watching you in qualifying, and I don't know if you remember or not, when you got back from qualifying, I was the first person to come up and say, "Hey, dude, good job, man, you killed it." And you got first in qualifying. Were you sitting there thinking there's a lot of weight on your shoulders, after qualifying and to perform the next night?
I just went in there and, did the job at hand. I tried to stay as smooth as possible and, learn as I was doing. That was I had 100 miles in the seat before I went to that race. So, everything was real new to me, and that was the hardest I had to drive it was that qualifying. And, just throwing that 6,000-pound truck around compared to my 3,000-pound Class 1 car is a big difference.
What are the big differences between a Class 1 and a trophy truck?
The trophy trucks, you kind of just grunt it through, kind of bulldoze through everything and try to carry speed because, they don't accelerate as fast as a Class 1 car.
Now, how did you meet your new partner? And tell me a little bit about this whole relationship that you guys have as race partners.
One of my friends, she raced UTVs, and one of my friends helped them out at races. And back when I was getting involved with the Ultra 4 series, doing King of the Hammer, I posted on Facebook. I was looking for sponsorship help, and she flew out to meet me, and she helped me out, made it possible for me to go race King of the Hammer. Then we became friends, and like around March or something, she called me and says, "Hey, I want to step up. I want to go trophy truck racing, and I got some things I got to handle, but I want you to be the driver." And then Bill Macbeth was selling his trophy truck at the time, and it's we bought the best equipment out there that you can buy right now.
Now, that's a SPD built trophy truck that was Macbeth drove originally. Was the original owner, and now you guys have it. What size motor, what size horsepower, and stuff like that are you guys running?
It's a Croyer drivetrain, Croyer motor, Croyer trans, and rear end, and it's a small block Chevy. Puts like 560 to the rear wheels. It's like 443 cubic inch Motec fuel injected Chevy.
How much do you like
I normally run on Goodyear tires, but they don't make a tire, so the truck came with like 80 Wilson tires and they're BFGs, and so it's going to take a little get used to on those too, because they're a little more skatey than the Goodyear tires.
Yeah, the projects are definitely a little bit more skatey even in the Class 1s compared to the Goodyears. I've ran on both, in the Class 1 cars, and they are definitely a little bit more skatey. But what were you like? Were you thinking you were going to be able to overall the race coming right out of the gate like that?
No, I really wasn't. I went there for the whole purpose just to learn how to drive it and throw it around. And, I guess when I put my helmet on, that's, we're all racers, and you don't worry about, you just drive how it feels natural. And I got in there, and it just felt natural. And if I pushed, I felt comfortable. And, I just kept driving in my comfort level, and it just kept picking up my pace all night. And, that's about how I tried to stay. I can't say I had any uh-ohs or nothing like that. I just really wanted to learn, how hard I could drive it. And just because when I go to some big races with all the big names, I just want to be able to compete.
You were probably on your third lap, maybe fourth, and we were on our second lap in that little red 3000 car, the full pull racing. And you came up on us, and I was signaling that, hey, we're going to get over as soon as we can. Thank you. I'm going to say that as a racer. You didn't hit us or anything like that. We know you're going for the overall. We were looking for a spot to pull over. It took about 30 seconds. We got out of your way, and you went by, and I was like, that's TJ. He's going to get the win. And
I drove real patient all night. That's the whole key. That's kind of how I drive. I'm a patient person. Don't put myself in any stupid, positions, and, getting aggressive.
Well, obviously, you got yourself hooked up with a great situation there to continue on your driving. I've always said TJ's a great, not only your driver, but you're a great navigator, too. I remember 10 years ago, that's all you were doing is just riding the passenger seat. What's it like now being the driver?
Yeah, I rode with BJ Richardson for a long time. We got a couple championships, one in Best in Desert, overall champion, and in Score, too, we won Score overall points champion, too, as I was a navigator and prepping it. And, it's been very fortunate to ride with a lot of great people that showed me, how to drive.
Hey, TJ, you're talking to us here in the studio, and we've got a drag racer, Mike the Machine Nordahl, in studio, but we also have a young lady by the name of Jessica Armstrong that's from Off-Road Agent. She happens to know you.
Hi, TJ. Yeah. How you doing?
All right, how about yourself?
I'm good, thank you. I just wanted to say congrats, man, and it was an absolute pleasure to watch you drive on Saturday in Prim. I mean, everybody in our pit was just pulling for you and up on their feet every time you went by, so...
Thank you, I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Now, TJ, you also talked about Ultra 4. Tell us a little bit about what you're racing there.
I'm racing a Trip Fab fabrication out of Reno car. The top shelf. At Glen Helen, our last race, I got second out of 54 cars at one of the last big races, and I'm real focused on that too, doing the rock hauling. I'm going back to King of the Hammer next year, and I think I really have a great opportunity to have a car that's real fast, And in November, we got invited to the World Finals of the Ultra 4 Series. They only invited 50 vehicles to go, and I was blessed enough to get invited to go.
And where's that race at?
In Texas. I think it's at EDR Ranch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Texas guys are doing it. Okay.
Yeah, it's East Coast against West Coast. They got 25 West Coast guys, 25 East Coast guys for like a big shootout.
Okay, so you're driving basically right now trophy truck, Ultra 4, and Class 1. What's your favorite?
Class 1's pretty darn exciting. I mean, you got to wheel a Class 1 around a little more. The trophy truck, the more I got it, seat time, it was coming around what you could do. But I'm a buggy guy. I really have a lot of seat time in a buggy, so it's going to take a little time to transition to say I'm not a buggy guy, but I really enjoy the buggy because, you really know you're going fast when you're in a buggy. The truck, and all of a sudden you're going 130, and you're going, oh, really? And the buggy, it gives you that speed sensation. It's more of like a go-kart effect where, you're closer to the ground and a lot lighter. It skips off of everything.
Now, in the trophy truck, what was the top speed you guys got?
I think 117, 118 at night.
So not bad. And how'd the truck track though compared to a Class 1 car at that speed?
It doesn't feel like you're doing that speed. In a Class 1 car, if you're doing that speed, you're doing that speed. You're skating around a little more. It's a little lighter on the ground. It's 3,000 pounds to 6,000 pounds.
Well, TJ, it's been great having you on the show. Brian, great interview, and another great guest that you brought to the air. Where are you guys going to be racing next?
I think I'm going to race the Snow 250 next, and then after that, it'd be that Texas Ultra 4 race.
Well, TJ, good luck to you, man. If you ever need a co-driver, you need somebody else, I'm down to hop in the passenger seat with you or drive whatever you need. Dude, I'm here for you. You know my experience and my past. I'm down for you. Congratulations on your win.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for having me on, too. I really appreciate it.
All right, buddy.
Guys.
Thanks a lot, you guys. That was Brian Layton and TJ Flores with the...
Wait, can I talk to Jessica a little bit?
Sure, yeah, sure.
Hi, Brian.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. Jessica.
Yes.
Where did you come from?
A land far, far away.
Yeah. I'm kind of wondering a little bit about your past. I haven't met you yet, so I wanted to hear a little bit about you. How are you jumping into off-road, and what are you doing to make these racers, some money?
Well, like I said, I fell in love with the sport a couple of years ago and really want to drive, but it's kind of expensive at the moment. And so I thought, I'd do the next best thing for me, which was, PR, marketing, and sponsorship for it. And so I'm just here, basically to try to help people get the resources they need to race and the exposure that they deserve. So.
Oh, okay. What teams are you representing right now?
I'm not representing anybody at the moment. I am in the process at the moment, talking to people and proposals and things like that. So,
so you're kind of new, just trying to get your name out there.
Yeah, I'm new. I'm new, but I'm passionate.
Well, maybe Brian, you two should have a phone conversation or exchange some emails. And Brian is a great veteran and a well-known celebrity in the off-road racing market. And maybe Jessica could bring some money your way, Brian.
Yeah, definitely. I just actually got a new manager. Beth Donovan is doing a great job for me and everything like that. But maybe next race we can all get together, and my manager and you, and we could all see what we can do together. Because, to be honest, I was like blindsided. We got off-road agent. I'm like, who is this girl? So maybe we can help you out the next race, and we can get your name out there bigger.
That'd be wonderful. Thank you.
All right, you guys have a good night, and please check out prpseats.com.
All right.
Thanks, Brian. Thanks for
you,
calling,
Brian.
hon.
Well, Jessica, it's interesting that he was talking to you a little bit, and Brian's a real well-known name, and a lot of times that's what's important in the industry is to hook up with people that have been around for a while and have connections.
Developing relationships, Lucky. It's something that we were talking about before the show. It's, things don't happen overnight. They do take time, and developing relationships, developing those strong ties within a particular racing community, whether it be off-road or drag racing or what have you, you have to break through the barriers and build those relationships. Now, we were talking about proposals. And I know you've got some ideas, and Lucky's got some ideas.
Well, that was how we actually met, because I gave I'm not a big fan of proposals. I feel that the people that have the money are too busy to sit down and look at a booklet of material. They either want you or they don't want you. You got to grab them in the first 10 seconds or forget about it. And Jessica, you have a different opinion about that. What's your opinion about proposals?
I feel proposals are necessary because they help demonstrate the actual value that you can bring to the table as to a sponsor. They enable you to benchmark from the beginning, and when you come back to review the sponsorship at the end of it, and measure and see that you're able to accomplish these goals and objectives that you said that you would do, as a rights holder in exchange for that money or that in kind.
Well, now I always say that I'm a big fan of hero cards. Hero cards are great because you hand them out at races, you sign your autographs for kids, and they're a great way to network and get your name out there. And just today I had somebody say, oh, wow, well, who are your sponsors? And I handed them a couple of hero cards. Oh, wow, check it out. So I always say that the hero card is your best sponsorship tool in terms of getting somebody's attention. However, at some point down the line, there always is a meeting where you sit down and you talk about what you're going to do and what they're going to do, and what they expect and what you expect. And I guess that would be sort of similar to your written proposal. Now, how do you, if you had somebody in front of you, if you had superstar Brian Layton in front of you and he was coming to you to get some help, would you sit down and create a proposal for him, or would it be individual per the company he was approaching?
Well, every proposal that goes out to every company is going to be individualized, because every company is going to have a different set of marketing objectives and organizational goals that they want to accomplish with a sponsorship. So, they're all going to be bespoke. They're all going to be different, and they're all going to have completely different things to benchmark against, measurement, all that stuff. So if Bryant was in front of me, thankfully he's got a lot of relationships, and he has a lot of leverage because he is well known, and so he's able to use that in terms of like activation for the sponsors, the things that he can do for them. He has that name and that established stuff already.
Okay, so once again, Jessica, we need to we're going to drop it down a level. Some of the words that you're utilizing, the activation, and the racers out there, they're meat and potatoes, guys.
Mike, she's talking about you and me right now, okay? She's telling her to dumb it down for Mike and Lucky.
I'm not saying dumb it down. Look, I've been in sales and marketing for over 20 years. I'm an expert in what I do. I'm very good. I'm always top sales no matter what I'm selling. Lucky says I can sell ice to an Eskimo. So when it comes to what you're talking about, I understand. But you know what? I'm out on the track with these guys. I'm with the racers. So I'm not going to talk like I'm above them ever. I'm going to talk at their level because I want to relate to them, and that's what you're going to have to do. You're just going to have to bring it down a level and talk at the level that they understand. So when you're explaining something to them, it clicks, and they go, I get it. I get what return on investment means. I get what you're saying by my value, the value I bring to the table. But then let's talk about the proposal. When you're looking at a written proposal, say you're putting together a proposal for Bryant Layton, and let's say he's going after Goodyear tires. How many pages, just example, would be in that proposal?
It's, like I said before, it's all going to completely depend, on what information you get from Bryant, what type of creative ideas that you come up with, which is what I'm referring to when I talk about activations.
I would say 4 pages. One page says, hi, I'm Bryant, this is who I am. Second page says, hi, I'm Bryant, this is what I do. Third page says, this is what I'm going to do for you. And fourth page says, this is what you're going to do for me.
Well, generally accepted, page numbers are between about 8 and 12. You never want to go past 12.
Thank you.
But like I said, it's all going to completely depend on different factors.
So, men. Let's talk men, Jessica. Men are very...
Mike, we're not going to do this, okay?
Men
you
are
and me, we're out right
very
now.
visual, okay? They're very visual. And when you're dealing with men on a professional basis, you need to put bullet points out there. That's what they're going to look at. That's what they're going to remember. That's what they're going to refer back to.
I always remember bullets.
Do you put bullet points in your proposals?
Yes, because they highlight something specifically as well. So bullet points are important, yes.
Okay, great. And so bullet points can actually define something. They can minimize a whole subject just in a bullet point, correct? Okay, so they would be very useful to you.
Well, absolutely. Well, and we're talking about these proposals are going to extremely busy executives, and you're talking about somebody not wanting to
waste their time.
Read a book. That's the thing. Bullet points are absolutely important because it summarizes the information succinctly exactly for them, so they can get an idea right away what they need to know.
Perfect. Okay, I just wanted to make sure we're both on the same page. You know, I deal with proposals on a daily basis, not racing proposals, but every time I put a proposal together and I want to catch the owner of a company's attention, I'm putting bullet points in there so he knows exactly what I'm selling him, exactly what he's going to get, exactly what I expect for him, and then there's the cost factor, period. So those are all things that would go into your proposal as well, correct?
Yes.
Great. Now, Lecky, you were saying that the proposal that you would put together and the proposal that Jessica would put together, for some reason, you guys weren't on the same page. Tell me what the differences were.
Well, her proposal is more of a business plan, more specific. I think that, I've talked to people that show me a stack this tall of proposals, and they said, there's no way I can look at all this stuff. And so when I see this come through, I immediately toss it in a pile. However, if you can hand them a hero card where they look, your picture, your stats, your car, turn it over, your information, your picture, your car, that's enough to catch their eye. Now, at some point, you're going to have to sit down and work out these details.
So you're talking about getting your foot in the door. I think Jessica's talking after the foot's in the door.
Well, I don't know.
Are you, Jessica?
Well, yeah, the full proposal would be, obviously you want to pitch something to a company first. You want to get their attention because you're not going to just spam them with a proposal because it will never get seen. It'll be in that stack that never gets read. But if you include in your pitch email some of the creative ideas that you have right off the bat that show to them that you're willing to put in the effort to help them reach those marketing objectives that we were talking about earlier, then they're going to take notice of that and they're going to say, okay, then send me something.
Okay, you just said something key. You said in an email. How do you operate on a face-to-face basis? Because I do a lot of my business, I reach out and I touch people. And that works very, very well. Do you reach out and touch people? Physically, I mean,
Do I?
Yeah, go.
Well, companies but obviously you're one like foot in the door. You're they're too busy to meet with you face to face right off the bat. So you need to earn, their interest in seeing you face to face. You need to sell them on the idea, and then they say, that sounds great. Send me more information, and then the more information appeals to exactly what they need to accomplish with the sponsorship. So they say we need to meet face to face. We're going to go over this more in depth. So yeah, but it's not going to be right off the bat.
Sure.
Well, Mike, how about you? Do you touch people? Oh, wait, that didn't sound good at all, did it?
Oh, I can't believe he said that on national television.
I reach out and touch my share.
But now, Mike, you're an example of a racer that doesn't have a sponsor. You don't do the sponsor thing, and that's fine. And a lot of racers fit into your category. A lot of racers race for fun, for enjoyment. You use the word challenge quite a few times, so I think you kind of enjoy the challenge and having that that achievement of going out and achieving your goals. And a lot of racers, that's fine. That's what they want. There's other racers like myself that or like this car right here that diana-mite drives. You drive it. You ride it. That they want the sponsor, and so there's different routes that you can go, and one's not better than the other. You've obviously, instead of racking up sponsors, you've racked up championships.
I'm about the challenge. It's a hobby. Generally, for most of us, hobbies cost money, and anytime you can get a return on your hobby like I'm able to do, it's awesome.
Great.
Well, I think we're up at the end of the show. I do want to mention that there's a race at Lebanon Valley this weekend. There's going to be a lot of the 1320 Extreme Racers out there. That's the Lebanon Valley Hemming Motor News Musclepalooza event.
Well, before we take off, Jessica, can you give us that contact information one more time to all our viewers who would like to get a hold of you?
Yeah, my email address is hjarmstrong@offroadagent.com.
And your Twitter account?
Is my handle's also offroadagent, is off-roadagent.
And Mike, where are we going to see you again the next time?
I've got a busy schedule. I will be at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, racing PSCA. The following race will be Speed World, Arizona, and MCA, and it's going to be busy.
Great.
And now we want to put a special thank you out there to Hedman Hustler Headers for providing a free set of headers to whoever wins the Nostalgia Streetcar class. Now, just because Mike's currently leading the points doesn't mean he's unbeatable, okay? I know, a nickname like Mike the Machine, tons of championships.
Yeah, but Steve's out there gunning for him. I bet you Steve wants those Hedman Hustler headers, too. Right, Steve?
There you go. Next week, we're going to have Scotty Richardson talking about his new association. He's going to make the exclusive announcement right here on the show. He's also going to launch the website for the association at the same time. We're also going to have Dar Hawthorne and Donnie Couch live in studio as guest hosts, and they will be here giving away free tickets to the Bakersfield Night of Nitro race, which will be that following weekend, September 8th, up at Bakersfield. Go on up and see Nostalgia Funny Cars under the stars at the fantastic Bakersfield racetrack.
And Lucky, you're going to be on the road and traveling. So for those viewers, you know what? Follow Lucky along the trail with his dog Keno.
That's right. Me and Keno are heading out to Tennessee, Ohio, Georgia, and we're going to have a great time. So if I see you out on the road, come on by, say hi, and I'd love to talk to you.
Ask for a Speed Scene Live sticker. Either Lucky or Keno will apply that to your car nice and tight. I won't be there to do it, but hey, you can have second best.
I don't know about Keno.
He can lick it on, baby.
I want to see that.
We're talking Keno again, right?
Right.
Okay, just making sure.
Oh, yeah. Got to clarify
We want to thank everybody for coming on tonight. Jessica, thanks so much for joining our show.
Thank you.
Mike, thanks so much for coming in and telling us all about your championships and putting the power out there to everybody. The challenge, I guess I should say. Lucky?
We'll see you next week. Thanks a lot.
All right. Hey, man, great roundtable tonight. Remember, everybody on the show tonight, as usual, has different experiences. Great to get all of the input here. Obviously, a whole lot of opinions. Every one of them can be right, depending on the situation. So take away from the show what you usually do in terms of just fun, good times, knowledge, all that stuff, and just to, put it in that bag, walk around with it, and say, okay, I am armed. I'm ready to go. Thank you, Speed Scene Live. Okay, I'll be quiet now, because the encore presentation of the show comes up next. That's, of course, when you get to watch anything you might have missed during the show, in case you missed parts of that. And be sure to check out the archives page at speedscenelive.com as well. For now, we got to get out of here. Good night. We'll see you next week.
Speed Scene Live TV, the #1 online motorsports TV show. Brought to you by Curry Racing Rear Ends, M&H Tires, and TheFoe.com.